Yes. Welcome back to another stream. Good afternoon. Hope you're all enjoying your dinner and that. Like people maybe on the dinner breaks. I'm not really sure. Big up everybody. Stefan Ortega to Bayern Munich is today's topic, or this morning's topic anyway. Oh, it's not even morning. My brain ain't working. You know what it is? I watched last night, right? That sent me. I watched Matrix last night for the first time like ages ago. For the first time in ages. You never seen the Matrix? The OG one, innit? The OG Matrix, man. It's just like sent me head. Tone says more like breakfast. Where are you from, Tone? Is it breakfast for you? Or are you from round here? Like, it's only 12:30. Matrix is quality. It is quality. So last night, a bit of a madness because we're getting left field news with the fact that Ortega to Bayern Munich is their like number one option. So we're gonna go into that and we can speak about the source and stuff. Before we do, make sure you like the stream. There's 216 people in here. There's 110 likes, which is actually decent. But it's still around the 50%. It's always 50% of people always like the stream, and the other 50% don't. So yeah, make sure you like the stream in that. Also subscribe. 500 subscribers away from 80k, which is really, really good. Looking forward to a giveaway, and looking forward to get past 80k so that we can just sail straight for 100k then. I mean, rapid. I'm talking like fighter jet mode. I want to be driving that fast buzz in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right then, let's get into it. What we're saying. I'll go for the sources first. Stefan Ortega is now a top option for Bayern Munich, with the players' camp having held talks with the Bundesliga side in the last days. And City are considering extending Ortega's contract beyond 2025. And Guardiola is very confident with the goalkeeper. A decision on joining Bayern Munich is up to Ortega himself. So he's got both sides of the situation. He's got both sides of the situation in Ortega. He's got a big decision because Bayern want him there to go, obviously, be their Donny keeper. It's a really good opportunity for him as well. However, there's also the other side of it where Pep really wants him to stay because he trusts him. So it all depends on what Ortega wants to do. What's your initial thoughts on like Ortega to Bayern?
I think he has to go. I think he has to go for himself. It's such a big opportunity for him. I don't want him to go. I think we have the best goalkeeper complement in world football in Ederson and Ortega. But the reality is, when you do have a 6 second choice goalkeeper, you're going to have clubs coming in saying, come and be our number one. And if someone like Bayern Munich comes to you and says, come and be our number one goalkeeper, that's so hard to turn that. He is German as well, Ortega, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're German and Bayern come calling, we know from experience with the likes of Sané and stuff, immediately it's hard for them to turn down. But if Bayern come calling to you and say, we want you to be our number one goalkeeper, we rate you like that, it's hard for Ortega to say no, because as it stands, let's be real, he's only going to get the cup games at City. He might get a couple Champions League group stage games. He's not going to play the amount of football, and he's not young either, Ortega. He's in his 30s, so he's probably looking at it saying, these are my best years. Where do I want to spend them? How do I want to spend them? Do I want to spend them coaching Ederson and filling in for him whenever Pep wants to rest him? Or will I go and be Bayern Munich's number one goalkeeper? Bayern are a massive club. Just signed Harry Kane. They are well in with possibly winning the Champions League this season if Harry Kane beds in well. Like, if Harry Kane beds in well, his goals will elevate them to possibly Champions League favourites or one of the two favourites alongside ourselves. And he could be that goalkeeper. So I would respect it if he said, I want to go. That you can't hold on to a player when he's been given an opportunity like that and you can't give him better.
The thing is, let me just check who the goalkeeper was in the last game that they played. They played against Leipzig, didn't they? Because Harry Kane trophy curse. They had Ulrich, is that how you say his name? Or it looks like Reich, but I don't want to say that.
Ulrich.
Is that how you say his name? Ulrich.
Well, that's what the commentator said at the time.
How is it? Yeah, so Ulrich, innit? Yeah, so he's their keeper now. Obviously, you've got Manuel Neuer, but he's injured, so he's not back yet. And Jan Sommer left. He left and went to Inter Milan. So there's a space, man. There's a space, and they clearly like Ortega. They want him as their top Donny, but I don't want him to go at all. I can fully see your side of it. As as an opportunity for Ortega, I think it'd be stupid to say no. Because
Absolutely.
you're going to go and get regular first team football. However, Pep's trust in Ortega and the fact that we have a very, 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 very good second choice keeper at our football club who can play the exact way that we play, a really good shot stopper, really good on the ball. It is being spoilt as a fan because we've got two high quality keepers, but I don't want to leave. And the issue that we've got is we've just let James Trafford go. Your dad's Anik, just putting that in the chat as well. We just let James Trafford go. So like now we'd have to then be going looking for another second choice keeper because as much as Scott Carson is a GOAT and he is our third choice keeper, he don't play no football in it. But it just doesn't make sense. The timing of this is all just like broken because we got rid of Trafford. Trafford would have got some decent game time as well if he would have stayed at City and we got rid of Ortega because he would have played like in some cup games and that, which would have been sick. Obviously, not as much game time as he's getting now.
I think it's just from a selfish perspective I want him to stay because, like I said, I think we have the best complement of goalkeepers in the world. Ortega he's a world-class goalkeeper, but he's been deployed as a second choice, which for him personally, he'll want better than that. And he's been given it's not like, no disrespect, but he's not like being offered Hamburg or Wolfsburg or one of these other teams in Bundesliga. He's been offered the chance to go and be Bayern Munich's #1 goalkeeper.
Bayern's number one,
yeah. Neuer's still injured, and there's word that Neuer has a bad relationship with Bayern right now. We don't even know what his future looks like at Bayern when he is fit. That Ulreich guy, I don't know a huge amount about him. I watched that game against Leipzig the other day. He looks dodgy as hell. So I can understand Bayern coming in for him, but that's a massive opportunity. That's such a big opportunity for a second choice goalkeeper to turn down. I would be surprised if he says no. I'd be really surprised. Like I know Pep wants to keep him, but I ran the same line about our centre halves situation last year when we had Diaz, Stones, Akanji, Ake, and Laporte. I said when you have that many top players in one position, it's inevitable that at least one or two are going to want to leave because they're not satisfied with the amount of game time they're getting. They're too good to be bench players, and Ortega is too good to be a bench player. He's good enough to play in the Champions League, being #1 for someone like Bayern Munich. So I get it.
He's definitely good enough. He's definitely too good to be on the bench. He's good enough to be a starter somewhere. Now there was I think Sam Lee came out with a thing just before the season started saying that we was actually gonna last season Pep had it in his head that he was gonna start with Ortega as our #1. So you can see he was close to becoming City's #1. It was only because Ederson stepped up, and that's what you get when you have high quality backups. Players like Ederson step up. Zach Steffen was never going to push Ederson to the levels that he's got to over this last year, I don't think. Ortega, though, has pushed him that far. And it's clear because Ortega was going to be our #1 keeper going into this season. Like, legit was going to be our #1 keeper until Ederson smashed it out of the park in the Champions League over the past, a couple of months. I just think it's a strange one because I doubt there's many people that want to see him leave. It's more just people just understand it's a great opportunity for him. He does deserve to be playing first team football, but then I just think it leaves us in a bit of a mess. If I was City, I'd be saying like, nah, because we need to go get another signing. Then, do you know what I mean? We're already trying to sign Paqueta. We're already trying to sign Doku. Then we've got to go sign another goalkeeper.
Is there any academy goalkeepers that can get promoted? There must be one. Where's that Kieran Slicker gone?
Where's Kieran Slicker gone?
Call him back.
He is at Ipswich.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't resonate very well, man. It doesn't resonate.
I don't think it's a disaster because you still have Ederson, right? And Ederson, he's not very injury prone. The worry is that without the constant pressure behind him from Stefan Ortega is that Ederson goes a little bit lackluster again and he loses that sense of pressure and competition from not having a top-class goalkeeper behind him, and that Ederson's performances dip. I mean, the first priority with bringing Ortega in was as a club to give Ederson competition and get Ederson on his toes and get him fired up to perform at his best. And then we started to see that Ortega was actually a really good goalkeeper, and there was talk about him overtaking Ederson. So that made the competition hot, and Ederson started to absolutely slam. That was Ederson's best season was last season, and there's absolutely no denying that Ortega did contribute to that.
Yeah, definitely.
But giving that medal to Ortega, saying you contributed to making our number one goalkeeper better, that's not going to be good enough for him.
No,
he's going to say,
he's come out and said previously that he wants that number one spot.
And you make a good argument if you say give it to him. You make a good argument because he's a good goalkeeper, a really good goalkeeper. Every time he's been called upon, he's fit right in. He's made big saves. I mean, we won the FA Cup last year without conceding a goal from open play, and he was the goalkeeper for all of them. Yeah. Makes sense of that. Not a single goal from open play. One goal, a penalty from Bruno Fernandes.
He's a great goalkeeper. He's mint. He's actually mint.
He is.
Patrick Hollis says, "Bring back Bravo." BBB
but that's
season.
The thing. When you have two mega goalkeepers, the reality is the one that's playing less football is going to get opportunities, and you're going to have. The City will have known this. City will have known that if Ortega was to bang the way they prepared for when they brought him in, there was going to be things like this would happen. And you just don't know where Ortega's head's at. Maybe Ortega does want to stay at City, but I would be surprised as a German man that when Bayern come calling and say you're our number one, he'll find it hard to say no. And if City tell Ortega you can't go, he will. And if City turn around to Ortega and say, sorry, mate, we're banning this move. It's not happening because we need you to sit in our bench. He's going to kick up a fuss. He's going to be like, yo, what the fuck? Let me go.
And yeah, it's a weird one. Because then I was thinking like, oh, yeah, they could just say, oh, but wait until next season. Jeremy, we'll keep you for this season. We'll sell you next season. But then the opportunity might be gone then. That's the only issue in it. Football moves fast. 55 the 11 months says, this is the thing with the backup goalkeepers that are really good. They never stay long because they always end up wanting first team football. Doubt he goes though. I'm still in doubt that he goes. It's just if this does like seriously progress, it's plenty goal the sauce. If this seriously does progress, then it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Dr. 40 would have found
that. Florian Plattenberg, isn't it?
Pardon?
That's Florian Plattenberg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's big in the German football. He's big over there. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. It's definitely trusted. You know it's trusted when Freddie's gassing it. Dr. 40 with a 14 Zar says Bayern didn't want Raya for 20 million. Will get rinsed. This is another thing that I was actually going to go on to then, Dr. 40. So that's a good transition. That the thing is, we got him for free, but he's a very, 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 very good goalkeeper. And what price do you put on a keeper like that? Because yes, he is our second choice, but do you know what I mean? How are you going to value this guy? The guy's sick. The guy's
30-40 million.
Very, very valuable to us. Yeah, I agree. 30-40. I'd be going 30-40 million. Tolan says 80 million. Yeah, just put an 80 million price tag on it and just say, yeah, if you want him, you got to pay that much.
The fact that he was free doesn't matter a toss. That doesn't matter.
Not because he was free. I mean, like just because like the fact he was free is madness for us. That we got a free keeper who is that quality.
Well, that's just another example. Like that's a deal anybody could have done, but we did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Anybody could have gone and got Stefan Ortega for free, but we did. And now we have a potentially 30 to 50 million pound keeper that we got for free. City, if they get offered 30-40 million, they'll sell him because that's unbelievable business. They will.
I think there's sorry, Dugan just put we've just signed. Dugan's an Arsenal fan. He said we just signed the Raya deal as soon as your stream started. Maybe Edu's watching. Yeah.
Well, Arsenal will want to take notes from this man because the exact same thing will happen to one of Raya and Ramsdale. Or Raya, sorry. In the next year or so, one of them will go on to become the number one. He'll take that shirt because he's clearly better than the other. I don't know which one it'll be. And then the other of the two will spend more time on the bench, but he's clearly too good to be on the bench. And he'll get offers from other clubs to be the number one. So this is the double-edged sword that you get with signing really good second choice goalkeepers. You know, they're gonna bang while they're there, but they're gonna get opportunities.
Yeah, they will get opportunities to go elsewhere. And it's so difficult because he's going to be Bayern's top choice for this season, like until obviously until Neuer gets back. So it's it's such a difficult choice that he's got to make when he's got Bayern saying, "Here, come to us, be our number one," but then right next to him, right at home, he's got Pep right next to him saying, "Stay at City with the boys, and I want to sign you on a new contract." It's very, very difficult because what can Pep say to Ortega to convince him to stay? Because he can't guarantee him that first team spot.
Oh, Raya's on loan. What? Is Raya a loan deal?
Oh, is Raya a loan deal? I thought he was going permanent.
I thought it was a permanent deal. Farhan in the chat says Raya on loan, so you're in the bin.
Yeah, genuinely, I thought it was a permanent deal as well, to be fair.
What the fuck's that then? Why are they getting Raya on loan?
It's a loan with an option to buy. Yeah.
Okay, weird. Well, I suppose that changes things slightly then, fair enough.
Yeah,
but the thing with Ortega is Ortega has to assess the situation at Bayern. If they're saying, yeah, right now you'll be number one, great. He'll go, that sounds great. Off the bat, I'll be Bayern's number one as soon as I walk in the door. But what he needs to gauge from Bayern is, what are their plans with Manuel Neuer? Because we know from the last 30 years or so that there's been breakdown in relationship between Bayern Munich and Manuel Neuer over the sacking of his goalkeeper coach, and he's been unhappy and that kind of thing. So Ortega needs to find out that when Neuer's back from injury, is it a case of Neuer's back in, Neuer's the main guy, or are Bayern anticipating a potential total breakdown in relationship with Neuer, and Ortega will be focused on as number one? Is he going there just to be a placeholder? That's the situation. That's what he needs to find out. Am I going to Bayern to just be someone warming the seat for Neuer until he gets back? Or are you fully invested in me? Are you ready to give me the reins until I'm not performing well enough and it should be taken off me? Because if it's just going to be a case of I'm a placeholder till Big Manuel gets back, there is a pretty good option to stay at City, be the cup keeper, fill in when Ederson's not playing well or he's injured, Champions League games here and there too. And he's got a good fight in his hands at City. There's a good fight. All it takes is for Ederson to slip up once or a couple of times, a bit of inconsistency from Ederson, and you could very well see Ortega come in and be number one. So he really needs to find out, what is the vibe at Bayern Munich? Am I your guy or am I just your side thing?
yeah. I love the way you worded that. Just to clarify, by the way, with the Raya thing, by the way, it's a mandatory buy option, so your points do still stand on that. So it's mandatory.
Yeah, so hold that, Farhan, mate. I knew I was right.
So it's mandatory buy option. So next season they still could run into that with the Ramsdale and Raya situation.
What about this? I have a suggestion. Right? And someone in the chat, I won't take full credit for it. Ahmed in the chat. We'll give you Ortega, give us Neuer. You're not friends with Neuer anymore. Break down a relationship. We'll bring Neuer's goalkeeper coaching that he likes, so he's happy at City. And you can have Ortega. Give us Neuer. You're not boys anymore. Neuer doesn't like you like that anymore.
Neuer would have been sick at City, but I don't love Neuer at City, but he's currently in the bin. He's currently in the bin. Yes. Tinsay, mate, with the 2 says Ming's out for the season. Jeez.
He fucked his knee against Newcastle, didn't he?
It says Laporte to Villa, ?
Big move.
That'd be great for Villa, that if they could get that deal done. Like 30 to 40 million pound for Laporte, man. I'm so surprised that he's still at this football club. How has no one just gone and snapped up Laporte like that? It's
Villa wouldn't be the worst move for him. It wouldn't be the worst. I think he can do better, but it wouldn't be the very, very worst.
I think he deserves to be playing Champions League football. Definitely,
he does.
He could start with. He could start any team. Doing there, we're after Laporte apparently. Oh yeah, Timbers is now injured, isn't he? You're in Timber. He's now injured.
Yeah, but I think the word is City have no interest in giving any more players.
Yeah, what I've seen as well, I've seen the exact same thing, that City basically saying, "Nah, we ain't selling Laporte to Arsenal. Ain't no chance of selling Laporte to Arsenal." We learned after last year, innit? We learned after last year. We're like, ain't making them better again. But yeah, I'm very shocked that Laporte is still at the football club. I'm surprised that no one's paid the 30-40 million pound for him. Brandon Holt with a 10-month says, if he wants to leave, we can't reasonably stand in his way. Is there any news about Bernardo? Where did the story about him extending come from again? The story about extending came out the other day. Duncan Castles came out, which obviously I don't really rely on too much. As well, that same day, that basically saying that Bernardo is extending. Apparently, it's going to get formalised in the next couple of days that he's signing a 2-year extension. So it is big news, and it's something that I'd kind of get behind right now. But I can understand people will be waiting until they see the bombazzo from Fabrizio and stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
But also, back on Ortega, we can't reasonably stand in his way, and you're right, and that's what Hugh was saying before. It's a weird one, because you can't imagine he's like, let me go be Bayern's number 1. And they're like, nah, because we want you as our number 2 to sit on our bench and play minimal games in the season.
I'm saying you don't have much of an argument there. You don't have much of a leg to stand on.
And plus, Pep wants players that want to stay at City and want to be here. If he wants to go, I'm sure Pep would understand. But the issue now then, so we've spoke about price, we've spoke about Ortega's situation, we've spoke about price, so I think we've all come to the conclusion around 30 to 50 million pound is it would be. I mean, I think City would accept anywhere around that for Ortega, which is a great deal after getting him on a free last season. The next bit is what happens after. So after he leaves, who do you replace Ortega with? Because it ain't Scott. Respect the GOAT, innit? But it ain't Scott Carson. It ain't Scott Carson.
What else? Scott Carson?
It's not Scott Carson, isn't it? It's just not like we know it's not.
Tell us why. Tell us why.
I don't know why. I want it to be him. I'd love it. Bro, we've just won a treble. It'd be straight vibes if Scott Carson started games. I'd love that, but it ain't gonna be him.
No, we have 2 options. We have 2 options when Ortega goes. First option is you call up someone from the academy, whoever is the next big hotshot goalkeeper.
Oh,
what's his name?
Is he called Van Sass?
Who's Chad? Who's the EDS goalkeeper right now? Who's the EDS keeper right now, chat? Someone in the chat won't know. The option is to call up the EDS goalkeeper, or else you dip into the market. And when you dip into the market, Van Sass, that's him. And when you dip into the market, you have 2 options there as well. You can either go and try and find the next Stefan Ortega, which is an experienced goalkeeper he's not young, but he'll come in and he'll have a pretty good impact straight away. You kind of know what you're getting. City did their homework on Stefan Ortega. They knew exactly what they were getting. He was a totally different product to Zach Steffen. Zach Steffen was a keeper trying to make his way in the game, but had to get over the hurdle of Ederson, which didn't make for a good situation. If you're trying to make your way in the game and Ederson's in front of you, it's hard. The keeper with more experience has a better chance of getting past Ederson. So that's the option. Or else you go and find another young up-and-coming goalkeeper and hope he finds his way and hope it works with competition against Ederson. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
You could go for the experienced. You know what I mean? You could go for someone like Keylor Navas.
Do you rate Navas like that?
I don't even know how good of a season he had last year. I mean, the guy was at Forest last year, and I don't know where he is now. Is he back at PSG? He's back at PSG.
I think he's back at PSG.
I'm just talking like panic station, to be honest. David De Gea.
Fuck me.
Imagine David De Gea playing out from the back.
Welcome to Manchester, board back up. David De Gea.
Yeah. Oh man.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel's not a bad shout,
you know. Kasper Schmeichel's a good goalkeeper, you know. But
and he was in the City Academy.
Yeah. Geronimo Rulli, do you remember him? Yeah. Vito with 8 months says, I don't agree with it, but if a £10 million offer comes in, I think he's gone. 10 million? Surely, he's more expensive than 10 million.
Nah, 10 million is brazy.
Yeah.
If James Trafford's going for 21 million or whatever it was, and you're seeing other keepers go for big money,
yeah,
Ortega's
look at, like your Robert Sanchez, your David Raya, David Raya, however you say his name. Like, nah. 10 million, it.
I'd open up. I'd pick up the phone to Bayern on 30 million. That's where I'd start talking.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't speaking to them unless they start offering like upwards of £30 million. Actually, it says, don't they have Jan Sommer? No, he's gone to Inter Milan last week.
Yeah.
Kasper Schmeichel
Schmeichel's
is
a great shout.
It is J. Creamy, mate. It is, mate. I can kind of back that, but good shot stop.
Premier League winner, experienced.
Yeah, true that. Sam Martin says, I'll be our second choice. Yeah, to be fair, City might be looking for second choices. Like I said, there's only 2. That's mad, actually, Tony. You just like activated that in my brain. There's only 2 weeks left of this window. 2 weeks left. That's just made me like. There's a lot of pressure there. We've got 2 weeks. City very much focused on signing Paqueta and Doku. I just feel like this is throwing another span in the works. I'd be saying, sorry, Ortega, mate, but it's far too late in the window. We're keeping on here.
Well, City would have every right to do that as well, but you're keeping a player
that's unhappy, potentially.
Doesn't want to be there. Get Hugh in goal. You don't want to see me in goal, mate.
You're tall enough, though, aren't you?
It's counterproductive. You were playing goal on 5-a-side the other week, you were saying?
Yeah, I was. I conceded. I played 5 minutes, conceded, and then had to take Nathan to A&E. So,
yeah, well then.
So my career in net is over already before it began.
I backed the Kasper Schmeichel shout, but I don't know if he would agree to that because he's the number 1 goalkeeper. Where is he in France now, Kasper Schmeichel?
I think he went to France. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be the number 1 guy there now. So you don't know where his head's at, but I don't think it's panic stations. But I think you're right, bro. City have every right that if they really feel like it, nah, you ain't going anywhere. It's too late. Like you can say to Bayern, you've left it too late in the window, Bayern. You've left it too late. If you'd come back 3 weeks ago, we probably could have facilitated this somehow, but we don't have the time. And we have 6 competitions to play in. 6. So you think we're going to let go of our big dog second choice goalkeeper who's borderline first choice if certain things happen from this season go with 2 weeks to go? Mad.
That's the thing, right? I'd be genuinely. I'd be like, yeah, you got to pay major cash if you want to get rid of this guy. If you want this guy at the club because you've left it so late in this window. I'd be like, say there, we've got 6 competitions, we've got a lot of football this season. I'd be saying that, and that's what I'd be saying to Ortega. I'd be like, look at all the competitions that we're in. You're going to be playing most of these.
I could see Ortega playing most of the Club World Cup.
Yeah, Club World Cup. I could see him playing it tomorrow. For the Super Cup, I could see him playing that. I could see him playing the. It'd be interesting, actually. It'd be interesting. All Carabao, all FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? He's getting game time there.
Champions League,
and also then you say to him, look, if Ederson slips up or fucks up, if Ederson, you know what I mean, then he's back in. You're going, look, you'll be our number 1.
This coming season is the best chance any second choice goalkeeper since Ederson has been here has had the chance. Is the best chance they're going to get. There's so much football.
Yeah, there's loads of football, man. They're going to have so much time to show himself. Like, honestly, I genuinely, I think, I think we've got a good chance of keeping hold of him. I think we should keep hold of him. Jay Creamy said, does Ortega start on Wednesday? I also seen your message. Nathan is okay, by the way. And I think Ortega should start. I think it'd be telling as well, especially after all this coming out. It'd be telling if he starts.
Yeah, it would be a nice little omen for him to give him that. It might persuade him to stay a bit. But you don't know. Pep might decide he really, really, really wants to win that game, to win the Super Cup for the first time for the club and play Ederson. But still, even put tomorrow aside, there's still so much football to be played. Ederson can't play it all. Ederson's bound to slip up a couple of times and maybe drop in form, I don't know, and then Ortega gets opportunity. So it's not as just cut, or it's not as black and white as Ederson's number 1, you're number 2. When you're called upon, you'll play. We don't know when that will be. There's a clear and obvious structure to the goalkeeping system of Manchester City. You know where each goalkeeper stands, and you know there's fine competition between both of them. So I think I would love City to turn around to Bayern and say, sorry lads, Guten Tag and all that, but you've left it too late.
Guten Tag and that.
it's too late in the day because we've every right to do so. But knowing City the way they are, if a player wants to go, it's more likely that they will leave than stay. Bernardo Silva is a unique situation because we really fucking wanted to hold on to him. But a player like Ortega, I don't know.
Yeah, Personally, I think we'll end this transfer window with Ortega as our second goalkeeper. I don't see him leaving the football club. Jay with a 5 says it's Bayern Munich. They just paid 100 million for Kane. If they want Ortega, then pay up. Fact.
Yeah,
Pay the cash.
got cash, Bayern.
Pay the cash. Only 2 weeks left.
Man.
You're not left us in a good position. So yeah, pay the cash, man. Just a quick note, Rico Lewis has extended his contract, as people have more than likely seen, which I think is very, very, very good. Extending until 2028, which is a great move for Rico Lewis. Just thought I'd quickly mention that. But yeah, that's mint for Rico Lewis. Hopefully we can sign some more players like Walker and that down to new deals. Hopefully they're getting out soon as well.
We've known Rico's going to sign a new contract for a while. Like it was pretty imminent for a long time that Rico was going to sign a new deal. But that's huge, man. It's huge. He's a top up and coming player. He just needs to be given the right game management and put on a good progression scheme, whatever, and he'll be a top player in the future.
Again,
under Pep as well.
Yeah, again, another year where there's so much football that these academy players are going to thrive this year, and they should get a lot of game time.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. He's versatile too, so good business from City. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I agree. Right, so general consensus to wrap up then. I don't want Ortega to leave, and unless you give me 50 mil, then you're not having him. Basically, that's my stance. What you saying, Hugh? What's your stance on this deal?
Yeah, I'm the same, man. I'm the same. Put big cash on the table, or you're not having him. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. We got to keep hold of the guy. It's too good, man. It's too good. Right then, we'll be back later on with some more streams. We've got the press conference review coming up later on. We'll have that live as the press conference is happening. It's a bit of a longer press conference today because they got a player with them, so we'll have to see what Pep and whoever's with him is saying about the Super Cup tomorrow. And is it preview tonight?
Preview tonight,
yeah. So we'll have a preview for that game later on tonight. Big up everyone for the super chats. Big up everyone for liking the stream, and big up for subscribing. We're very, very close to 80k. We're trying to get there. Trying to get to 80k. It's like a hurdle, man. I feel like it's like a wall that we can't get over. So just need to get to that 80k, man, and then like we can finish this marathon to 100k. But yeah, big up all the people in the chat and that. And yeah, we'll see you later on today. See you in a bit.
In a bit.